Last weekend, a group of retired Army generals, 3 retired Army generals, warned in an op-ed in the Washington Post that a, quote, Trumpian loser in the next presidential election could absolutely trigger a civil war here in the United States. And here's their reasoning for it. Obviously, again, these are retired Army generals. They spent their lives in the U.S. military. They know how the military works. They know the people of the military. They know how the military mindset is. So what they're telling us is that suppose we come up to 2024, and they weren't specifically calling out Trump himself if he runs and loses, but just anybody with those Trumpian qualities. So let's say it's Trump. Let's say it's DeSantis. Let's say it's any Republican running in 2024 that acts like Donald Trump. And they lose. But they continue to go out there and tell you, nope, I'm the legitimate president. The other guy, Joe Biden, who wins in this hypothetical, he's not really the president. The generals warned that what this would do, again, because they know the military, it would likely create a rift in the military itself over loyalty. With, half of them thinking that Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis did win, so he's their commander-in-chief. The other half saying, no, Biden won, he is our commander-in-chief, and they believe this could lead to a rift. And again, this is not just the grunts of the military. This is generals. This is admirals. This is the people in charge of the military, they're telling us. At the highest levels, these rifts would be created, causing conflict that could result in a civil war here in the United States. To make this warning even worse, another thing we got last week was more and more federal judges telling us that January 6th isn't technically over yet, folks. What radicalized those individuals on that particular day has still been out there for a year now, radicalizing more people. And suppose we do end up in that situation in 2024 where we have this, so-called Trumpian loser. And we do end up with a schism, not just in the military, but in the public once again. Well, this time you're going to have more Republicans than you had on January 6th. Because 70% of them right now think the election was already stolen. And if you have another Trump-like figure that comes out and continues to tell them that, there's going to be more of them. Whether they're prone to violence or not, that's going to remain to be seen. But the judges are the ones warning us that they probably are prone to violence. Because they've seen the cases, they've heard the testimony, they know how these people got radicalized in the first place. And then when you couple that with this new information, with this new warning from the military generals, it doesn't paint a good picture for the future of the United States. Can we continue on? Can we survive this? You got military, you got judges out there telling us we may not be able to do that we're headed towards something far worse than what we saw on January 6th. And a lot of people aren't paying attention to that. That's the most terrifying thought. When all of these people who see it firsthand, who understand what happened that day and beyond, when they're telling us, warning us, bad things are on the horizon, that's probably the kind of warning that we need to take a little bit more seriously than we currently are.